Hello and welcome. This is the Fertile Talk Show, and for the very first time we are opening this program. And remember that in the Fertile Talk Show we are going to be having different kind of topics that are going to be very much productive and very much helpful to anyone who is going to be watching this show. My name is Queen Essie, who is going to be hosting this show, and I'm going to have my co-host, who is going to be Esther Sawala. You will see her. Just for starting, today, as we all know that what is going on, we have this pandemic disease which has been a very, very big problem recently. And today what we are going to talk about is how we are going to rescue the situation, especially when we come to academic sectors, looking at the fact that many sectors have been affected by this kind of disease, and schools have been shut down for a period of time that we do not know when students are going to resume. So now we came with the thought that by the time schools resume, there is a slight possibility that all the students will get back to school, especially girls. We all know that girls are very fragile beings. We used to put them in the group of vulnerable people because of anything can make them lose their dreams, make them go out of focus. But today we have to come up with something in order not to give up on their dreams and to achieve their goals in life. So if you are a girl watching this show, if you are a parent, you are a teacher, you are a child, you are a father, you are a mother, whoever you are watching this show, whatever is going to be discussed here is just going to help you out on how to assist those you are with in your environment, students, especially girls, so that this current situation should not affect their lives, especially academically. As I told you, my name is Queen Essie. As I said that today we are going to talk especially on girls, and looking at the fact that there are many things that cause many girls not to continue with their studies or to reach or to achieve their goals in life. For example, we have early marriages, pregnancies, unexpected pregnancies, and idleness. So I want Esther, welcome. You will just introduce yourself. What's your name? And you are in what grade? And now you can tell us, for example, what advice can you give to young girls who are at home right now? They're not going to school, they're just at home, they're settled, so that they should not be discouraged, so that they can continue with their studies by the time they resume to school.
Right now, since the schools have been closed and a lot of people and a lot of students are at home, this affects girls much, because the girls who are at home are like the caretakers. They're the ones who are responsible for the home at this period. So when they're at home at this time, they shouldn't use most of their time working, most of their time roaming around different places and not concentrating, not realizing that this could be the time that they can use to study, and they can use this time purposely to activate their minds because they're still in school. Yeah, so I think that they should, because you're not allowed to move from places to places, they should really just focus on studying at home. They can use online platforms. There are different online platforms which they can use to learn. They can use to download different topics. They can use to watch videos, do quizzes, and they can do that also. So self-studying at home is also possible. They should not be idle, or they should not be, yeah.
Okay, I like the point. She said something of that because girls are at home, they are the one helping in assisting work at home. So now here we are going to look at parents and guardians, because most of the times girls were the ones whom they depend. You have to wash dishes, and all those activities they make. You have many errands to do while you are still at home. So because we have a teacher here, and after all, she's also a mother, so she can tell us, for example, at this time, what you can tell other women, because most of the times you can't blame girls totally for being pregnant or for not continuing with their studies. Some of them are parents who caused it. Yes, because they didn't focus on the education of the child, they just focused at homework, doing home activities. So what can you advise parents, for example, what to do to help their children not to be just to focus on their studies? Yeah.
I will, as you have said, I will stick on the parents and the guidance much more than the children, more than the pupils or students, only because, as we know, these children or students or pupils, they are guided by the parents.
Yeah.
They cannot do anything on their own. It's only the parents who can guide them, that you can do this or you have to do this. So what I can advise parents is that they should not forget their self, that these students are at home now, so they will leave everything on them as if they are the one who should take care of everything at home. No, parents should at least give them time to focus on their studies. They have their books at home, they have their exercise books, they have their past papers. They can review, have much time to review more than doing other home activities. That is what I can advise them. And also another thing, that they should not allow their children to just moving around only because they are not going to school. A child can ask you today, I'm going to my friend, I'm going to who, and no, you have to guide him or her that this is not the time of roaming around. It's the time of staying at home and focus on your studies, because as soon as we know that the time as this pandemic problem is over, the school will be resumed. So when the school is resumed, at least you have something that you have stored within the time.
Okay, and let us stop talking about only school books and all those things. We have something called talents, because I believe that in every school there is a time of students to show their talents. So I think that when students are at home, apart just from reading their books, because if they want to be roaming around, it's because maybe they feel bored and it's too much studying and it can be too much pressure. But we have a little girl here, Estelle, right? Yeah. We want to know, when you're at home during this time that you are not going to school, what do you do most of the times?
Well, first I want to thank
Just
you.
tell us what's your name, you're in grade what? Yeah.
My name is Estelle Mohammed. I'm in grade 5.
Okay.
Well, the thing is that it is very true. Some girls they love to study, but the thing is they don't worry about what they can do.
Okay.
So what I can advise them is, if they can do something, they have to practice it. For example, me, my talent is singing, dancing, and many others. But the one that I like the most is singing.
Okay.
And my hobby is only one thing, cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I love to cook,
So.
but I don't know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'm at home, I am not at home, sometimes I have some time to learn how to cook. So you're at home now. Know your hobby and your talent.
Perfect.
That is what I can give you.
Okay, Estelle here is saying that you're at home now. Know your hobby and your talent. So this is the good and the perfect time for you to work out on your hobbies and your talents. If you have a hobby of cooking, you can Google, or you can download different recipes, I don't know.
Research.
Yeah, oh yes, on how to cook, if it's cake, different kind of bites and something like that, and it will keep your mind busy and you will be really productive during this time, and you won't just be idle, as Esther said that you should not be idle. Now we are going to look at the fact that the biggest problem here is that most girls, early pregnancy is a very big problem. So we should look maybe what are the main causes. What exactly pushes a girl to just get pregnant at school and stops going to school? And remember that our government says that once you are pregnant, you can't continue with your education. So this is a very terrible situation, especially at this time.
Yeah.
Valeria, you're welcome.
We need parents, as parents and all other guardians, to be very attentive to their children, to give them care and attention to their children,
Yeah.
mostly the girls. As you know, the girls are they're very delicate.
Yeah.
It's like they're delicate. So for now, for this time here, for corona disease and the closing of schools for almost very many countries, what the girls should need be given to the parents. They should be given out of care and out of attention. When you lose, like these girls here, student girls, they have their own dreams, and they have also their other things that they want to be when they grow up. or after their studies. So when you are at home with your child, with your student as a girl, make sure you give her a lot of attention and care. Don't allow her to go to other peer groups which are bad, other friends who have no good manners.
Yes.
You have to be strict to the girls at their home there. They have to be focused with their studies and other things that make them be busy. Other than think about other things or other friends who are not good to them. So parents, what I advise to you is that be more careful to the children, those girls, and also pay more attention to them as you can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Actually, you said something about groups. What can you tell us about peer pressure?
Pressure. I've studied in a girls' school since O level, and now A level I'm in a girls' school. I've seen a lot of groups. There are these groups which start by 2 people, then 3 people, 4 people. These people connect together because of different similarities, and they can relate to each other. So when these groups start, they start a bit like fun, and then they start like breaking the school rules, and then they feel like they've grown up, like especially from 3s, from 4s. When you're at that level, from 5, you think that you're old enough to make your own decisions, so they mostly rebel, and they think that nothing will happen to them. They don't think about the consequences. They just think that they're free and they're old now, so they can do whatever they want. So my advice is that when you are choosing your friends, you should really see if a friend is giving you positive impact or is helping you. In fact, that you should know how a friend is bringing you into a better version of yourself, rather than just going to someone who has some similarities with you. Yeah, should be very careful.
Perfect. Be careful when choosing your friends. You have to be very, very careful when choosing your friends. So now we are going to come back to our dear mother here to tell us, during this time, for example, when we come to rural areas, there are some parents that this is an advantage. Some of them were feeling like bored sending their children to school. So, and now the load of school fees, I need a book, I need a what, it's like it's a relief. And to put it all together, for example, maybe there's a suitor, someone who has come with much money and wants to marry your child. And for example, your child is still just young, for example, just in secondary school, or maybe even if it's in college. And the child may be wanting to continue to school, but the parents, they don't see the necessity. So they take advantage with the current situation. What can you say about that?
It's true, as you have said. I've been in some of the villages. I've heard about it, that parents even tell their children that I should never hear that you have passed your exam and to continue with school, only because they want her to be married so that they can get a bride price. What I can advise the pupil there, a student, when she meets with such situation, the only thing is that to educate the parents, or to go to see other elders who can help her in communicating with the parents, educating them, telling them the importance of her going to school and her future and her career. So she should not keep quiet and only accept what the parents say, only because maybe she's afraid of them, or she's afraid of being any help that she can do from the elders, maybe of the village or in the religion community or family. Anyway, she'll get the help that she needs. Yes.
Welcome back. We are still on the Fertile Talk Show, and we are still discussing on this topic on what to do and giving advice to young girls out there on what to do during this time that COVID-19 has made them to be indoors and not to go to school. So now we have discussed many things, the causes and what should be done to rescue the situation or to help the girls who are there at home. But I think they still have some points to add here. Esther, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Estelle.
Thank you
Yeah.
for introducing me again. And what I wanted to add is that even if you're at home,
Look at the camera.
even if you're at home, you still have to listen to your parents. Don't act like you are older than them,
Okay.
or you're reaching them. Don't be like that, because sometimes when you're at home you might change
And be
Because-
arrogant.
Yes, because at school they're teaching you more than at home. So the less you are at school, you will not know a lot from yourself. But the more you're at school, you'll know more about yourself. So what I am advising you is, even if you're at home, be the one who you are since you started at school. That is my
Okay.
advice.
She's talking on respect. I mean, they shouldn't be arrogant.
Yeah.
Since at school they teach you morals. When you wake up, greet your mama, your papa, do that. When they
Yeah.
say to be obedient. Fine. Welcome, madam.
Thank you. I want to say something about peer pressure. I want to advise parents and also the students. Let me talk to parents first. That in peer pressure, parents should not be so tense to the students. It's only to love them, to direct them. When they form this group which are not behaving as our morals, our ethics demands, you as a parent, don't take it so violent. No, love her or love him as your child, educate him or educate her, direct her on what to do. She may not listen at the first, but as she goes on, she will come to understand that what my mother or my father is saying, it is true. And also you, students, love your parents and also believe on them, because they have passed on that age which you are now. So they know more than you know, and they have an experience more than you have. So
Yes.
believe on them and love them. Know that they will direct you in a right place. But if you see that he is going or she is going astray on wanting you to be married, as we have said first, you should go and look for the help any way that you can get. Thank you.
All right. Here we are seeing about, our parents are old-fashioned. That is why we get to be very rude. Your father wants you to be like an old man. He said, this man is already old. I'm still young and I have to be up to date. Welcome, Valeria.
Okay, for me, I want to remind parents and the pupils themselves, or the students themselves, that let them not take this as an opportunity for working on behalf of their parents, or parents making your daughter to work on behalf of you. Don't leave everything to the students, but keep them busy with the studies, because some of the parents may think that it's an opportunity to take them to the market to sell for them maybe oranges or whatever,
Yes.
bananas or whatever, I don't know, avocados, anything, just earn money. That's not right. Let your child, that's your child, and education, the importance of education to all our children and to us also. Education is very important, so let them work less and study more. Make your home a studying place. That's it.
Okay, before we close up, I mean, this is the last topic. This is the last point, which I want all of you to talk about it. Where can we put the fear of God in all this?
Thank you for welcoming me again. First, like study. Like even if you're at home right now, you can, whatever religion that is, whatever you believe in, pray about what is going on in this world as of now. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people are being infected every day. Many infections are coming up every day. So pray. Have the fear of God in you. Believe in God and believe in what you are praying for, and He will answer.
Madam, can you add something in that about, I mean, how to help these girls? We have spoken on many, many things, that they should be obedient, they should select their groups very well, but then where can we put the fear of God to sum up everything we have spoken about?
As I started, I was hammering more to parents than to students. The only thing that I can say, these students or pupils or children, they only copy from parents.
Okay.
They cannot copy anywhere. They can copy from the parents. So if a parent has a fear of God in him and behave in the manner of what God wants, that is how the child also will go. So that is what I can advise the parents.
Okay, fine. Many things have been discussed over here, and just to finish up, we are going to learn on the point of the fear of God. The fact is that even when you are still at home, there can be many, many reasons that can make you not to continue with your studies or to accomplish your goals in life. But the fact is that whoever places his life in God's hands is in the safest place, which means that if you have the fear of God as a lady, as a girl, as a child, nothing can interrupt your dreams or your goals, because remember that God has a plan for everyone's life. God knew who you are and what you're going to be, and for you to accomplish that purpose, you just have to fear him and him alone, which means that you have to do what he said that you should do, and what he doesn't want you to do not do that. Okay, thank you very much for watching this program, the Fertile Talk Show. And I hope that you have gotten something that is going to help you during this period, and you are going to pass it through to anyone who is nearby with you. Thank you very much for your time. Till we meet again, my name is Queen Essie, as I told you. But just to remind you, don't forget to subscribe our channel so that you can be the first one to keep watching the next show, which we're going to be talking about. And we are going to be talking about suicide. Do you know what is suicide? And what makes most of the people to commit suicide in their lives? You know, we have many young girls and boys who just commit suicide, and some of them could be very young. What could be the cause, and what should be done so as to prevent that situation? Thank you very much. Till we meet again. Bye.